students, and welcome to the Buzz About Books. I'm Alliyah Williamson. I'm here to help you have the greatest adventures this summer. Keep your brain in shape for next year without boring yourself to tears by grabbing a book for the poolside, the car ride, or to read in your room on a relaxing day. Don't know where to start? Watch the Buzz About Books every Friday or catch us online. We'll be bringing you book reviews and the latest news on books and reading events in your community. So get ready to have an awesome summer by opening your mind to reading. The first one we're going to start with is Matched. For all those completely intrigued by the Hunger Games and Divergent series, this book will keep you entranced all summer. It's been called the hottest young adult title to hit bookstores since The Hunger Games by Entertainment Weekly. It centers around 17-year-old Cassia Reyes, who lives in a society where most big-time choices are made by the government. Some question whether or not having the freedom to choose is as good as those in charge promise. When the government seems to make a mistake in Cassia's life about which boy she should marry, she also begins to question the government. Now more confused than ever before, she sets out to discover what the price for freedom is and what it really means for her family and her society. Romantic, exciting, and captivating, the book will have you at the edge of your seat all the way until the final pages. This is a perfect read for young adults ages 9th grade to college. And whenever you finish Matched, don't feel down because it's just the beginning. The series continues and gets even better with the follow-up books Crossed and Read. So I'm going to start with an excerpt from Matched so you can listen and see if this book interests you. There is a system, of course, to the matching. In city halls across the country, all filled with people, the matches are announced in alphabetical order according to the girls' last names. I feel slightly sorry for the boys who have no idea when their names will be called, when they must stand for girls in another city hall to receive them as matches. Since my last name is Reyes, I will be somewhere at the end of the middle, the beginning of the end. The screen flashes with the face of a boy, blonde and handsome. He smiles as he sees Leah's face on the screen, where he is, and she smiles too. Joseph Peterson, the announcer says, "Leah Abbey, you have been matched with Joseph Peterson." I don't see any other girls wearing the green dress, and I don't mind. I like the idea that, for one night, I don't look like everyone else. I wait, holding my compact in one hand and my mother's hand in the other. Her palm feels sweaty. For the first time, I realize that she and my father are nervous too. Cassia Maria Reyes. It is my turn. I stand up, letting go of my mother's hand, and turn towards the screen. I feel my heart pounding, and I am tempted to twist my hands the way Leah did, but I hold perfectly still with my chin up and my eyes on the screen. I watch and wait, determined that the girl my match will see on the screen in his city hall somewhere out there in society will be poised and calm and lovely. The very best image of Cassia Maria Reyes that I can present. But nothing happens. I stand and look at the screen, and as the seconds go by, it is all I can do to stay still, all I can do to keep smiling. Whispers start around me. Out of the corner of my eye, I see my mother move her hand as if to take mine again, but then she pulls it back. The screen is dark and it stays dark. That can only mean one thing. During the summer at Darlington Orchard, down south in Georgia, 3 very different girls will discover the secret to finding the right boy, making the truest of friends, and picking the perfect Georgia peach. But at the start of the season, things aren't so peachy. Ever since she'd been little, Lita had sensed the way her mother's eyes lit up when Danae entered the room, and how, when Lita entered, they glazed over. Lita had pushed herself into the top of her class, while Danae had landed there with ease. Lita tried to develop the same style of jokes, the same fine line walk between casual and flawless. She had never been able to wear it as well. And maybe that was why her mom never filled her into the bargain Lita had secretly struck between them. Lucretia never lit her eyes up any brighter for her youngest daughter. After telling Lita to smile, Lucretia let her eyes drift to Danae like metal to a magnet. "Hey," Danae said, tapping Lita's toe under the table and meeting her with a sparkling, perfect glaze of sisterly love. "What are you doing for spring break?" "Camping at Tybee Beach with Rex." Danae looked at their mom. "Y'all are letting her go camping with a guy? You wouldn't even let me go with my girlfriends." Lucretia fiddled with the rings on 3 of her fingers, then scanned the wall for the clock. Lita's parents like to forget that Rex existed since he lived in a crappy brick duplex on the edge of Pearly Gate Cemetery across town, among other things. Actually, Lita, your father and I were talking. Lita felt her stomach clench instinctively. We think it'd be nice for you to stay with your Uncle Walter for the break, help him out with the orchard a little, and spend some time with Bertie. Bertie? Lita never saw her second cousin Bertie, except at weddings and funerals on the Smith side of the Colley-Smith family, which her mother wanted to forget. Sweetie, you know they're having a tough time with Cynthia gone, Lita's mom whispered, almost gleefully. She loved being the bearer of personal info, even when it involved her own cousin running out on Bertie and Uncle Walter. But I almost promised Rex, Lita frowned, her perfectly arched blonde eyebrows descending rapidly. Well, Walter was saying what a nice young lady you are and how he'd like his Bertie to be more like you. Lita rolled her eyes. Bertie makes me uncomfortable. Come on, you can't. Lita felt a familiar, helpless lump in her throat. This was the way her parents worked. Requests were never requests. They were just orders all dressed up. Naked orders would be too tacky for the Colley-Smiths. You just don't want me to spend time with Rex. Lita crossed her arms tightly, lilac water from her fingertips dripping down her palms and the pale side of her wrists. Mrs. Colley-Smith sighed. Really, honey, don't you think that's a little dramatic? You guys are such snobs, Lita said, tossing what was left of her lobster claw onto her plate. Danae stared around, wide-eyed and scandalized, a perfect replica of their mom. Lita, you're being a brat. I'll leave then. Lita shot out of her chair and stalked out of the room and into the back garden of the Primrose Cottage Inn. She flopped onto one of the wrought iron chairs, crossed her legs, and whipped out her cell phone. She was going to call Rex immediately. Bertie, a shy southern country girl who loves nothing more than her farm, is joined reluctantly by Murphy, the town's wild child, and Lita, the epitome of a southern belle whose life is less perfect than it seems. These girls must learn how to get along in order to save the orchard from disaster. And they might end up enjoying the summer more than they thought possible. This book is a read that's easy on the brain, just as sweet and succulent as its name suggests, and the fact that it takes place in the summer gives it that lazy summer relaxed feel that you will enjoy while on your own vacation. The book is most enjoyable because it's so funny and relatable. Jodi Lynn Anderson has written an excellent summer book that's most appropriate for those in high school. If you like the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, you'll love this book. From the Internet Apocalypse. What would happen if the internet suddenly went out and never came back? No Facebook, Twitter, Google, Wikipedia is available at all. 3 weeks now. We know it's not coming back. Clergymen, sociologists, and other really boring people take to the airwaves to talk about the return of a simpler time, a time of truer human connection. They think losing the internet is like leaving your favorite sweater on a train. It's not. And while it might be overdramatic to compare it to the removal of an internal organ, it's certainly fair to say that the internet had fused with our body chemistry. Information and instant messages came and went with a rhythm as constant and involuntary as breathing. Not everyone has fallen into zombiehood, of course. The world goes on. People find a way, but enough. Enough former members of society who will just never be right. After a time, the like-minded form circles, different internet rings meant to recreate the experiences of their favorite lost websites. The zombies I saw last week were part of a YouTube circle. Without a replay button or a link to similar entertainment, that they demand hours and hours of mindless joy from whatever is unfortunate enough to be trapped inside their view. So many innocent cats have been worked to death, forced to do tricks for zombie amusement without food, water, or chance of escape. That's when I heard a knock. It was Toby. "Can I come in?" he asked after entering. "Toby, what happened? And why aren't you in LA?" "The internet, Glastone. Haven't you heard?" "Yeah, of course I've heard, but why are you in my apartment?" "Because someone still has it." "What?" "It's true." I was slow to respond, and not just because Toby was now eating from my jar of peanut butter, assisted only by his finger, but because nothing about this made sense. Online, Toby was a name, a green dot, a series of sarcastic, meta-humorous messages that broke the monotony of my day. But in my kitchen, he was a 29-year-old man-child who blinked a little too often and moved with more energy than was required to accomplish any task. "The internet lives, Glastone," he said with a smile, "and it's here in New York." Well, this happens, and Wayne Gladstone, a 30-something-year-old in a dead-end job, is stuck lonely in New York, while the world seems to fall apart around him, as people don't seem to know who to share their tweets or pictures with, and no one knows how to interact with each other anymore. He finds out that one person still has the internet, in New York. He finds two friends who accompany him on his adventure to find the internet, and they run into a lot of interesting internet-addicted characters that have been forced out of their online prison and into the real world. Take a break from your status updating and tweeting this summer to get into this short yet addicting story. Wayne Gladstone, the author, creates a funny scenario on what the world would be like without the internet and exposes our dependence on the internet. Because the novel does have a few themes that may not be appropriate for younger audiences, it is recommended for high school to college students. This book will make you think and will keep you in its pages all summer long. These books you can find in your local library, and I know because that's where I found them, so make sure to explore. Now, in your local library news, since you'll be reading a lot this summer, make sure you go online June 20th to register for the summer reading program. The 2014 Pause to Read summer program allows you to earn a coupon book with awesome prizes by reading books and going to your local library through August 30th. Activities will be planned throughout the summer, so make sure to check our Facebook page and watch the show so you don't miss out on anything. Teen author Elisa Nader will be at Kings Park Library in Burke, Virginia. She is the author of Escape from Eden and will be at the library to share design tips for creating teen book covers. At the event, entry forms will be available for the Summer Teen Cover Art Contest. There will be random drawings for door prizes, books available for sale and signing, and of course some light refreshments. This event is recommended for ages 12 to 18. Sign up online at www.fairfaxcounty.gov/library. Remember to visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/buzzybooks and like it. Share with us your summer reads you know are great or would like to get a review on. If you miss an episode, you can see them online at our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel. Tune in next time for more awesome books to transform your summer.